What's up, guys? So want to do just a video to follow up with the shooting, the big shooting, the mass shooting, the massacre, whatever you want to call it, that took place here. I mean, right over there in Mandalay Bay, you know, not even a week ago. And you know, had some time to process this a little bit and just you know, get to think about it a little more and talk to more people about it and just see. You know, you hear more news and more stories, you talk to people around town, and you hear about it, and it's even then, it just feels like it's so surreal that, you know, it even happened. And I just remember that night, you know, being at work and hearing the numbers going up and up and up of the amount of people that were killed, the amount of people that were injured. I mean, I was at work, you know, probably as the crow flies, but less than a mile from right here at the Mandalay Bay. And it was just so, you know, just crazy to think that something like that was happening so close, and just all the people going through and just the tragedy of it. And I see that, and you know, I'm here, you know, as you can tell by the property, and there's, you know, mainstream media outlets over here, over on the other side, over on the strip. I mean, there's of course police presence everywhere, and you know, they're going to be reporting a lot, and you know, trying to get more details and more information, and I guess, you know, at least in theory, trying to uncover the truth. But you know, the mainstream media, one thing that they got a reputation for is, you know, really selling negativity. And you know, obviously this is a bad incident. Obviously, this is a bad incident. This is pretty horrific. You know, it set the record for being the largest mass shooting here in the country now, and it's, you know, of course, nothing to really be proud of. Not a record you want to have. But you know, even with this bad situation, you know, I want to give attention to some of the things that were positive that happened. And you know, it might sound kind of strange to think of something positive, but you know, when I think of something positive that came from this, I'm thinking of the people that were involved. That's what I'm thinking of, all the people that were there that night, that were in the chaos, that were in the insanity, in the madness, from the bullets flying, who were running for their lives. I mean, everyone from, you know, the police officers who were there, to the firefighters, to, you know, the medics, the EMTs, the ambulance drivers, to, you know, doctors and nurses at the hospitals who were in chaos, all the support staff who helped them, anybody who was in a supporting role. I mean, there were a lot of people that night that had to really, I mean, just jump into the action and didn't have a chance to think, and they just had to react and do what they could. And, you know, I'm grateful and appreciative that those people were there to do their job just that night. And they were put in an extremely high-pressure situation. And I would say, you know, a lot of people did this area, and the people who had those jobs did about as well as they could with closing off Highway 15 and with closing off the strip and diverting traffic, doing what they could just to manage the insanity of the moment. And, you know, that's something I'm thankful for, and that's something I'm grateful for, is how those people responded. And even aside from that, the people who were there doing it as a job, that they, you know, the job that they signed up for, is all the strangers who helped each other. I mean, you can see on video, I mean, it's sad to see the live stream, you know, and you see people just dropping. You hear the gunshots, people just dropping and hitting the ground. I mean, just all over the place. But then there's strangers there, you know, helping out, trying to carry people, trying to cover them. I mean, you see one where the guy pulls up in his truck on the live stream, and the guy comes up and says, "Hey, we need your truck. We need to get people to the hospital." And people are getting carried on barricades. You look at him, you're just like, yeah, that person looks pretty dead to me. I mean, that person, you know, their life is over. And, you know, other people injured, hundreds injured, and the guy's like, "Hey, put them in the truck, like, let's go. Let's get them to the hospital. Let's do what we can to try to help them out and save them." I mean, you know, the way people just were able to help each other that night. I mean, complete strangers. I mean, locals and tourists alike, complete strangers. I mean, that part is something I think is really positive, just to see, you know, obviously there's an ugly side of humanity to what happened, but then, you know, the flip side of that is also beauty to humanity, where people can reach out and help each other. And total strangers in times like that, where it is desperate need and people, their lives are truly at stake, that people helped each other. The other part that makes me proud, when I see it, and I see the response that this area had, big time. I mean, that night, you know, I mean, hours after it happened, there were people in line at blood banks waiting to donate blood, waiting overnight for the bank to open in the morning, the blood bank to open in the morning, so they could donate blood. And there are people waiting or scheduling appointments all week to donate blood. There are people going around giving out supplies like water bottles and food supplies to some of the first responders who've been working round the clock, working 12 hours plus, and people just looking to give. People on Facebook saying, hey, where can I give supplies? Where can I go donate? Where can I go help? Where can I do something? I mean, that part was huge. The amount of money that has come in, that people have donated so far. I mean, our commissioner, Steve Sisolak, started a GoFundMe, and I'll put the link down below for that. If you guys, anybody wants to donate to that, I've donated to that. I encourage you, if you feel inclined to do so, to donate to that as well. I mean, so far, as of the making of this video, it's raised over $9 million. I mean, locals have poured out their hearts to help people. People around the country have helped. People around the world have helped, and they've just poured out to help in such a bad situation. So, I mean, that's something that I look at, and I'm proud because it confirms something I've been saying for years. And part of the reason on this channel I make all these videos is to show people how amazing Vegas is as a place to live. I mean, there's millions of people who live here, and yeah, the Strip gets a lot of attention, it really does, but of the millions of people who live here, I mean, there's a lot of good people in this area, and that's part of what I've tried to show on this channel, is that, there are good people here, and they will help. And there's a time of crisis just like that, I mean, just like we had, I mean, people stepped up, didn't think, and they were there to help, and they were there to give. I mean, without even stopping, there were people there willing to give and help out absolute strangers. So that's something that makes me proud when I look at it, is all the people we have who do their job or did their job well that night to help as many people as they could, just to try to minimize a horrific situation, a horrible situation. And then all the people we had, they're just total strangers helping each other, and then just the response from the money that's been brought in, the blood donations people have done, people just willing to donate supplies to help other people that are working to help other people save their lives. I mean, just the pouring out and the giving that people did has been great. I mean, that's a positive that I saw just from this whole thing. So, the people who've donated everything at any rate, whatever work or supplies or blood or anything, thank you. It's been amazing. Whether you donated here locally or you donated from somewhere else, it's been absolutely amazing, and this area is very grateful for it. And so, I think about it now, and when I was thinking about this topic, I'm like, okay, this bad thing happened, obviously, but it was a great response. People gave an amazing response, and so it's like, where do we go from here, right? Where does Vegas go from here? What do we do here in Southern Nevada? And the thing that I'm doing, that I encourage other people to do, is just keep living your life. I've had people ask me on the channel here, hey, I was planning to come visit there soon. Like, should I still come visit? Things settled down. I would say, yes, come visit. Come visit this area. I mean, the night I was at work, the night of the shooting, and, we closed down that night, but then the next day came, we were back to business as usual. People came to the venue. I mean, we operated a normal night, and, of course, we were a bit jittery. They're a little bit, shook by what happened. But you know what? Life continues. We continue moving. We continue operating. Do that, I say, in your personal life, in your work life, in your business. Continue to do that. If you live here, continue to operate your life. Continue to just live your life day to day, as well as you can. And it's interesting because I started this off mentioning how the media, right? They try to find the truth in these incidents, or at least that's the theory, right? They try to find truth, and I don't think any of us will ever know exactly everything that'll happen. And we're only privileged with so much information. But there are a few truths that I know when I think of this, and I look at this incident and what happened. And the first one I'll say is that crazy can happen anywhere. Okay, a crazy event like this, as sad as it is, unfortunate it is, it can happen anywhere. It could happen in Las Vegas. It could happen in Orlando. It could happen in New York. It could happen in Virginia, it could happen in Colorado, it could happen in Paris, France. I mean, they happen all over the world, and it's just an unfortunate side of humanity that we deal with. And as much as I'd love to stand here and say, I don't think that'll ever happen again, right? I'd love to never see any kind of, mass killings or something this atrocious happen again in the world. It's going to. It's unfortunate, but it's going to. No matter what we do, I don't think no matter, how strict we try to be, it's pretty hard to stop crazy. It's pretty hard to stop, just somebody who's going to go ahead and do something like that and willing to lose their own life in the process. That's one thing I do know, and it can happen anywhere. That's part of why I encourage people, to still live their life here in Vegas, or to still visit if they're planning to visit, just to continue, because it can happen anywhere. And then the second part of that, the second truth that I know, is that when crazy things like this do happen, when unfortunate events like this do happen, there will always be people who respond. and they respond with, you know, open arms to help people. There'll be people locally in your own community. There'll be people, you know, from another state. There'll be people from another country. There'll be people from all over the world who are willing to do what they can to help, or do something to help the tragic situation, because they feel your pain. Because they can feel the pain. We see that many people gone. You know, people who are just out that night to have fun, go listen to music, have a good time, come here to the Strip, like, you know, over 40 million people do every year, and just enjoy themselves, and then just to be gone. I mean, that's painful. That's really painful to see. And some people have been through painful moments in their life, so when they see that, they can feel it, and they know how that feels to be in that kind of pain, so they're willing to donate, and willing to help, and do what they can to try to you know, minimize that effect, to try to give support to people who've been affected by, you know, people who say, hey, like, I can't get a hold of so-and-so, like my friend or my family or my relative, they were at the concert, like, I can't find them, I don't know where they're at, you know. Unfortunately, people lost friends and family that night, people died. I mean, people, they were truly out to have fun at an event, and now they're gone, they're not here anymore. So, you know, crazy will happen everywhere. People, there will always be people, though, when crazy happens, that will respond and do what they can to help and give all kinds of support. And the third thing I know to be true is that this tragic incident is not going to stop Las Vegas. It's not going to stop Las Vegas. It's not going to stop Southern Nevada from being a great place. I've been saying it for years. I wholeheartedly believe that this area is absolutely amazing. This is an awesome city to visit, and this is a great area to live in. I mean, people come here, you know, they want to visit the Strip and see, you know, some of the amazing things that, you know, people have been to create here. Or they come here and they're, you know, inspired by the natural beauty of just being out in the mountains or being out in the desert, and they love that, where they come for the natural beauty to see what the Strip here has to offer. I mean, you know, this area, we specialize in what Vegas was, you know, got a reputation for, is being a place that attracts people who want to have fun. Right? I mean, we're at a place that entertains people. We give them laughter. We make them smile. We make them happy when they come here. That's what they come to the Strip for. They come for vacation, to have fun. They come for, you know, a wild time, and to be able to tell stories years from now of just funny things, silly things, stupid things they did 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. They come here for that. They come here for that kind of fun. You know, people come here for the fun, they come here for business, they come here to be out in nature, they come here for a variety of reasons, but Vegas provides that environment for tens of millions of people visiting every single year. And that's not going to stop anytime soon. This area is going to continue to grow. The Strip and all the tourist stuff is going to continue to develop. There's going to be, you know, new attractions in the years to come to bring more people here. We're going to have more people coming here, and they're going to look at what's been created, and they're just going to look and they're going to say, wow. They're going to say, that is truly amazing. They're going to say, only in Vegas could I come and get something like that. That's what this area has a reputation for, and that's what's going to continue. And those of you looking to move here, that's going to continue as well. Our community is going to get bigger. I'm going to keep making videos, doing what I can to show people how amazing life is on and off the Strip. But our community is going to get bigger. It's going to get stronger. Our economy is going to get stronger. We have more people here contributing. We have more people coming here to create jobs and do what they can to help each other and strengthen Southern Nevada. So this is not going to stop Vegas. This is not going to stop Southern Nevada one bit, okay? That's another truth I know. Those are the three truths that I know. And I'm going to do my part in just making more videos and more content and showing how great it is here in Southern Nevada, in Las Vegas, on the Strip, downtown, off the Strip, in Henderson, in North Las Vegas, in the smaller towns around the area, whether it's Boulder City or Pahrump or Mesquite, just Southern Nevada in general, and how amazing it really is out here. So this is painful. This hurts. It's not fun by any means, and you know, it's going to take a while to really to just, I guess, come to grips with what happened that day. And, you know, looking in the future and still being positive, life is still great here in Vegas. I know it's great. I moved here several years ago, and it was great when I came here. It's great now. Even with this incident, life is great here in Vegas. Day-to-day life really is great, and it's going to be great in the future. So I look at this. It's such an ugly situation, and there's so much, you know, all the information on it is so sad and just so, you know, just depressing to hear, just because of how awful it was. But even with this bad situation, there's good that came out of it. So if you're someone watching this and you were there that night, thank you. If you're just a stranger there, helping people, helping other strangers get to the hospital, whether you're a local here, helping people, whether you're a tourist doing what you could, thank you for your help. If you're one of the officers, if you're a firefighter that was there, I guess a nurse, a paramedic, an ambulance driver, a doctor, somebody that works the support staff at the hospital, if you're a dispatch person at the police station, wherever you were in some kind of support role, thank you for being there to help. There are thousands of people in this area that night who did what they could to help with this tragedy. And that part makes me proud, is the response that people really had. That's the positive part that I take away, is the response that people had in this area, and how much they were willing to give, and how much they were willing to help other people. I mean, right now, Vegas is putting it on display for the world to see how much they care, and how much they're willing to help others in such a bad situation like this. And I'm proud of what the city has shown. I'm happy to live here. I'm proud to live here. I'm proud of a lot of the people that we have here because they were heroes that night. So all of you that were heroes that night, thank you for what you did. Life is good here in Vegas. It's going to stay good. It's only going to get better in the future. With that being said, I'm Jacob. This is my life in Vegas.